What's up, party people? Aerodontis here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This video is going to be every Nintendo game I have. I was originally going to do my entire Nintendo collection with all of my accessories, all of my consoles, all of my Game Boys, but I decided that was going to be way too long, so I'll do another video with that. Before we get started, if you're liking this collection video, be sure to check out my PlayStation 3 and my PlayStation 4 collection videos and all of my other collection videos that I have up. The link to the playlist is in the description below. Now, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do all of my Nintendo games, every single one I have. Now, just a heads up, not all of them are complete, or some of them I have a box for one game and a game for another, so they're not completely complete because my brother and I growing up couldn't afford a lot of new games, so we would trade in games when we beat them. Now, this created an influx of our games, and some games we had and some games we would trade with other people, so my collection's really obscure. And I also inherited some of my wife's games when we got married, and so they're kind of all over the place. So I'll try and go in a logical order, and I'll try and explain why some games are there and some games aren't. Without further ado, let's get started. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy. One of my favorite games of all time. I don't have a case for it. I would like a case. Oh, if at any point you know somebody that has a case for a game that I don't have, let me know, and I will talk to you because I need some more games. Okay, Pokemon Red introduced me to the series. One of my first games I ever played. Very fun game. Love it. Pokemon Silver, the continuation of Generation 2 of the Pokemon series. My favorite Pokemon game I've ever played because you get to play through two series. You get to play through Generation 2, then once you beat it, you get to move on to Generation 1. Alright, some of these games, like I said, I've never played because they're either my brother's or my wife's. So, Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I've never played the Game Boy game, but I've played the original PlayStation or PlayStation 2 games, and they're fun. I mean, they're pretty simple, though. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 Trials to Glory. I love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I try and get more of the games. I used to have more of them, but like I said, I traded them in. But it's a turn-based card game that you kind of got to know the rules of the game, but it will actually tell you. Very fun game. You get to play through multiple characters. You get to collect a lot of cards. Shaman King Legacy. I'm a big Shaman King fan. I loved the series growing up. I would watch it every Saturday. I even have read through some of the manga. I want to collect the manga. The game's fun. There's a lot of Shaman games out there for kind of the older generation of games. I wish they'd release more because it's such a fun concept being able to control ghosts and then power up your equipment. Donkey Kong Country, a remake of the original Super Nintendo game, I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But it's a fun game. I've never beat it, but I've played through it multiple times. Mega Man 5, Battle Network, Team Proto Man. I love the Battle Network games of the Mega Man. They're probably my favorite entry into the system. I even like them more than the original go fight this boss at this world, go fight this boss, because I think it allows for more. I think it's easier for most people to play. You play on a grid system and use battle chips, upload them, and anyway, a lot of fun. And Proto Man's my favorite. I have a Proto Man right there. And even a Mega Man right there. You can kind of see him, but Proto Man's my boy. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. I actually believe this was my wife's game growing up because she used to race BMX in real life. She's kind of hardcore. I've never played it. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team. This is one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. I know I said Silver is, but Red Rescue Team, you actually are a Pokemon. You get reincarnated, you wake up, you start the game by filling out a survey, and based on the survey and your answers to certain questions, you determines what kind of Pokemon you'll be. So I remember going through it over and over and over, trying to get the best Pokemon, trying to get Cubone, I believe, who is a rare Pokemon, rather than just getting like Bulbasaur or Squirtle or something. Okay, that's all of my regular Game Boy games, so moving on to Nintendo 64. Got Superman 64, and it's a fun game, I guess. It's actually one of the worst games ever made, in my opinion, because I can never beat it. And I think a lot of people will argue for the same point that it's just clunky, and it's a bad game. It's a bad game. I mean, I had fun playing it as a kid, but I've never gone back. I've never had the itch to go back and play it again. Quest 64. This is a game I've played multiple times. I've never beaten it because I was a kid and I can never understand the level grind. But you play as this wizard dude, and you get to control 4 different elements: fire, wind, water, earth, and use those as battle ups to fight monsters. My brother, it was more of one of my brother's games that he played a lot and I never played, but I've enjoyed what I've played of it. I need to go back and play it again. Donkey Kong 64. This is Donkey Kong's first adventure in the 3D world, kind of like Mario 64. It does a lot of great things, introduces some fun characters and fun music. And I still quote that game throughout my everyday life. Anytime I see a banana, I go, "Ooh, banana." Diddy Kong Racing, very fun game. This is part of our game clubs of the month, and I had never beaten it before, so I was excited to finally get to beat it. It was kind of difficult, actually. I know they have a remake for the 3DS, I believe 3DS. Anyway, they have a Game Boy release of it, but probably one of my favorite racing games, if not my favorite racing game, because it allows you to fly and do hovercrafts as well as cars. So I think it took what Mario Kart was able to do well and improve on it. Banjo-Kazooie, very fun game. I love 3D platformers. I love platformers even if they're 2D. You'll see several more platformers as we go. But you play as Banjo and you got Kazooie, who's this bird, and it's a very fun, cute game. I never beat it. It was also one of our Game of the Month games, and so I was excited to play through. I got to the final boss and just couldn't beat her because the controls on the Nintendo 64 are kind of clunky. I've talked to different people that have played it on Rare Replay and have had no trouble because the controls aren't clunky. Okay, moving on to GameCube, which is kind of where a lot of my games are mix-matched. So, sorry about that. I have just a regular case for Mario Party 5. Very fun game. Mario Party games are super fun if you can play with a lot of people. It's like having a party. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Or is it? Because it's not. I have the case for it, the manual, but I don't have the game. But a game I do have is Legend of Zelda's Collector's Edition. Very fun game. Ocarina of Time remake with Master Quest. And one of my favorite games of all time, one of the best games of all time. I've never played Master Quest, so I'll be playing Master Quest soon. But I don't have Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, the next 3 GameCube games I found at a thrift store, all in a bundle. It was just kind of in a CD case, smushed together, and I could tell there's more than one game, so I opened it up. And this is the game on top, followed by the other 2 games. The other 2 games are what made me buy it, because it was $4. And I got these 3 games for $4. First up is Spy Hunter. That was what was on top, which I'm very grateful for because no one else saw the great games underneath it. Now, I've never played Spy Hunter, but I'm guessing you're a spy and you hunt. So, first up, another Zelda game. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is Zelda Wind Waker. I'm trying to get to where there's enough of the glare. You can kind of see the boat up at the top. One of my favorite Zelda games introduced the new style of Zelda, the kind of cartoon style. Very fun. And like I said, it was only $4 for these 3 games. And I know you're like, but Greg, but Aerodontus, whatever you want to call me, refer to me. Why did you show us Legend of Zelda second when there's 3 games? Because the 3rd game is Star Fox Adventures. Arguably one of the better games of all time, or everyone tells me. Never played it. I believe it's an RPG for Star Fox, and I hear it's great. I haven't played it. They all work, or at least they powered up the first time I bought them. I brought them home, made sure they work. So I'm excited to play through them sometime. If you've played Star Fox, let me know. So, moving on. I have some games that are loose in my DS collection and some games that are not complete. So we'll just start off with Diamond. I have this game. I know I have this game, but I don't have this game. I've played this game, so I don't know what happened to it. I really don't. I'm pretty upset by it. I just have the case and the manual, so I'll probably be buying the game to complete it. Next up, I know, crazy, right? It's a great game to have in the collection. Mario Hoops 3-on-3. I just need the slip cover, I guess, to put in there. Now, my brother, last time he was in, sold me some loose games that I want to get the boxes for. First up is Harvest Moon Island of Happiness. Yeah, Island of Happiness. Never been big into the Harvest Moon series, but a lot of people really enjoy it. But he sold me these 3 games as a bundle, so I had to buy the other 2. So the Harvest Moon kind of came with it. New Super Mario Brothers Very fun game. I like Mario a lot. But this was the big seller for me. Chrono Trigger. It has 8,476 possible alternate endings. Actually, I don't know how many it has. I know it has more than one. And it's a time travel. People argue it's the greatest game ever made. I've never completed it, but I've started it a couple times. Time travel, all that. Very fun. This next game is one of the biggest disappointments in my life when it comes to video games. Chaotic Shadow Warriors. I really enjoyed the movie growing up, so I was really excited to get the game. But the game is so linear, and it's such a letdown. I only played it for like an hour, and I've never gone back to it. The movie, if you didn't, it's not a movie, it's a TV show. These kids could go into a virtual world where all these monsters and creatures lived, and they could befriend them. Like, straight up just become friends with them. And if you became friends with them, they would let you, like, scan them, and then in the real world, you can battle other players. They battled other people who would become the creatures that they were able to befriend and scan. So it was a pretty interesting concept to MMO world that I had never really delved into. And so it's not an MMO game, which it should be. Or I would be okay with it not even being an MMO, just be Pokemon style, where you can go through all these different quests and stuff to befriend people to become creatures. Anyway. Mega Man Star Fox Leo. It's a kind of a new rendition of the Battle Network series. It's not Battle Network, but the game plays like a Battle Network game, and your Mega Man friend is a alien symbiote. No, I don't know. He's an alien. Anyway, it's very fun. The sequel to that, Mega Man 2 Star Force Zerker and Ninja. Very fun game. Really enjoyed them a lot. Here's actually what you can become. Yeah. There's actually 2 different renditions into this series. Star Force Zerker, I just thought looked cooler. I don't know what the other one's called. If you do, let me know below because I need to get it. Now, these next 4 games I just got recently as a bundle off of Facebook Marketplace. So thank you, Facebook. I'm always looking for good deals. I got all 4 of these games for $50, and I thought it was a really good deal. I had to jump on it. First up is Pokemon Ranger. I've never played any of the Pokemon Ranger games. I know you get to use your stylus and like a little Beyblade top looking thing to like circle Pokemon to use them for whatever task you need. No manual on any of these games, so I'm kind of upset by that. The sequel to Pokemon Ranger, I believe it's a sequel, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Alma. Looks very fun. I'm excited to try this series. I've never played any of the Pokemon Ranger games. So, remember how I said I really enjoyed Red Rescue Team for the Game Boy Advance? Well, Blue Rescue Team was part of this bundle that I was really excited about. So I'm very excited to play through this one rendition of it. I know the Rescue Team's got a lot of love and a lot of affection from fans. And so Explorers of Sky is one of the spin-offs for the spin-off. I know Explorers of Time is also one of them, and there's others as well, but excited to try those. Now on to 3DS, Pokemon X, a generation of Pokemon, very fun game. Came out X and Y and came with a Torchic coupon download code. Anyway, Pokemon Moon. My buddy C-Stove got Sun. Me, C-Stove, and our friend Junior all bought this together to kind of play through together, and it was a lot of fun. I know Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out. I don't have either one of those, or I don't have Sun. I didn't want to get Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon because I thought they were kind of cash grabs, because I don't know if they're really that different from each other. So if they are, let me know. Ah, crap. So I kind of went out of order because I still have my Wii games. So sorry about that. I was trying to go in a chronological release order, but got Wii Sports, this weird little case thing. Everyone knows what Wii Sports is. I don't have to talk about that. These next 3 games are games I believe I got from my wife and her sister. So none of them have cases. They all have slip sleeves, but I took them out of the slip sleeve. Legacy of the Destiny of Zorro. I like Zorro. I like the movie Zorros. I like the Wii. I'm afraid though that it'll have some really bad motion controls, so I haven't played it. Alone in the Dark. I have no idea about this game, but it's an M-rated game for the Wii, so I think that's kind of rare. Made by Atari. I'm guessing that it's going to be kind of dark, and you're going to be alone. That's all I know about it. So if you know anything about it, let me know. Obscure the Aftermath, another M-rated game that I know nothing about, but it looks pretty obscure. And the aftermath signifies something big has happened recently. Maybe. Okay, on to the actual collection of games. The new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii. It seems like every system that Nintendo comes out, they just release this game again, and I'm okay with it because it's really fun. I like it a lot. It introduces co-op. You can play through the level together, Mario, Luigi, or any of the Toads. Mario Party 8. Very fun game. Haven't played through all the worlds yet, or all the renditions of it, because it's just me and my wife. But it does let you play through as a Wii Me, if you want to. Very fun. But I always play through as Luigi, because Luigi's my boy. Mario Kart Wii. Fun addition to the Mario Kart franchise. No manual, sorry about that. But it introduces a little bit of motion controls as well, so very fun. Next up, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Probably the best game in my collection for the Wii. Very fun game. I don't like how it forces you to do so much motion control, but it does come with the 25th anniversary Symphony game. Now, it's not in here because it's in my Wii, or it was in my Wii. Maybe this is the game, and I didn't get the Symphony. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. And I have Klonoa. I have Klonoa and Skyward Sword. I have Let's Plays of them on my channel, so be sure to check them out if you're interested in them. Klonoa is a remake of the PlayStation 1 classic game, a 3D platformer. It was a 2D platformer, but they made it 3D in this game. There's no motion controls for it. You can use completely GameCube controllers, which I love because the GameCube controllers are amazing. It did come with a case and a manual. The game is in the Wii right now because I just finished the Let's Play. So be sure to check those out. Now, let me make sure before I proclaim this is the last game in my series. It's the only Nintendo Switch game on physical I have as of now. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Very fun game. Huge inventory, huge roster of people, and they introduced Spirit Adventure Mode, which is pretty darn fun. I wish Nintendo would have a better online, but a great couch player versus player game. So, that's all of my Nintendo games. I will have a Nintendo collection, console, Game Boy game, all that. I'll have one of those collection videos up. Check out my other collection videos. Subscribe to the channel. Like and comment on this video. Let me know if you have some of these games, if you played some of these games. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.